I'm sorry, I'm squinting. It's so hard to fight against these lights. If you're wondering who is the sister-in-law, Kuya Ted, I've always liked a sister to Kuya Ted, so that's why he always refers to me as his sister-in-law. Anyway, once in a lifetime, you may meet someone whose presence stirs up a very warm feeling within you. Someone whose warm smile and sensitive nature captivates your heart, and you know in an instant that the two of you were meant to be together. Rolando and I had our share of stormy weather, but we have a lot of sunshine too. So as I stop to count my blessings, there is one thing which rings true. I will always be grateful for the friend I found in him, grateful for the special times we've shared throughout the 53 years. Times that brought us closer through our laughter and our tears. Many of you do not know this, but my best friend and hubby had it in his mind that whatever you set your heart to do, you can do it. When we had our first baby, he made a crib for him. He was no carpenter. In fact, he uses the tailor's tape measure to measure the pieces of wood, the angles we're gonna cut, and then put these pieces and nail them together. And it came out beautiful. I'm pretty sure Grace had seen that crib in her apartment before. That was his pride and joy. Grateful just to have someone as kind and good to share my finest moments with and share my sorrows as well. Looking back in the last 4 to 5 months, I haven't heard him complain. No complaint whatsoever. Frequently, he would just hold my hand, look at me and said, "Nakakaawa ka naman pag wala na ako." I never put much significance to that, and we just assumed our usual daily activities. He kept his doctor's appointments and followed instructions. On Thanksgiving week, I took him to the ER since we were concerned about his low oxygenation level. They kept him there for diagnostic and observation purposes. This was the second visit because, as mentioned by Dr. Jeff Rastrollo, on September 30, he sang at the Alumni Association of Pasay City Academy. He gave it all his guts because he was really not feeling good at that time. But as Jeff said, he had promised, so he must give it. He must fulfill that promise. He cannot keep APCA hanging in midair. So we were there. And he managed because his song says, "Don't stop believing." So that's a message for everyone. Don't you ever stop believing in yourself because you can do it. Just put your heart to do it. In the next 22 days, from November 28th, I spent the 12-hour shift on the daily basis by his hospital bed. On the last Thursday evening, December 7, that we were together, after having gone to the bathroom, prepared himself because he knew he has the first morning procedure on December 8th, He would clean himself, getting ready. He lied down and then asked me to straighten his bed blankets so that if he felt cold at night time, he can just straightforward pull it upward to him and, without bothering the nurses anymore. So he did that. At about 6:30 in the morning, Friday, December 8th, we had a very brief phone conversation. And we prayed. In his prayer, he asked the Lord for comfort and guidance. But he also said that the Lord deals with him whatever the Lord has in store for him. He said, "Whatever you would for me, Lord, so be it." When I said, "See you in the afternoon," he just responded, "I love you, and bye." Little did I know those are the last 4 words I will ever hear from him. His journey in this life is now over, and he is comfortably asleep now in the arms of Jesus. During his 78 years of life, this was only his 3rd hospitalization, but the longest. For me, he is my once in a lifetime. I know how blessed I am to have spent the time together with him, sharing sometimes happy and sometimes blue, but love kept us together. When I look upon my life, what matters in the end is that I was really lucky to find one true faithful friend, and someday, in that resurrection morning, there is hope we could be together again. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to reiterate my thanks and heartfelt gratitude to all of you, friends and relatives who came from far and near. Kuya Roy and Kuya Teddy for your broad shoulders and coming to sojourn with us this afternoon. Pastor Mark Papindick, thank you for the outpouring of love, support, your kind and encouraging words of comfort. To Weva and Cesar de Colongan, thank you for delivering me meals on wheels. To Loricel, who is always there to help me keep my focus and sanity. Merbalin, who always calls on me and asks how I am doing. Pastor Michael Johnson and the Pasadena Church members. To AFWVA, alumni and friends of West Visayas Academy, from where I graduated from high school. These serve as strong allies in these critical, desperate times of my family. I do appreciate my 2 children, Ronald and Alan, who have been dependable and resourceful, source of strength, zealous to handle adversities. Thank you to my sister and brother-in-law, Verna and Hil Rabia, for coming over and keep our backyard clean. Thank you for the United Liga Pinoy Club for coming to sojourn with us this afternoon as well. I'm so glad that my husband has found friends also in your circle. To all of you, thank you again and again. My family will always be grateful for your kind thoughts and concerns. I like to share 1 Thessalonians 5:18. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. So now, I'm here behind you, Dad. Dad, I say good night, but not for long. Sometimes I did make you happy, but a lot of times I made you blue. but your love has always see us through. Until the resurrection morning then, with God's lead, I'll find my way, so I'll be there with you.